Today we are continuing with Wallace and Grace Take the Case, and we are on chapter 4, and it is called Found. Yes, I know who is in the garden, said Wallace, and it is not a ghost. He had solved the mystery at the same time as Grace. They were good partners that way. Who is it? Asked Edgar. We will show you, said Grace. Ready? This is Wallace and Grace solving the mystery, and Edgar still being confused. Wallace nodded. He pushed back the bush with his wing. Mew, mew, mew. Kittens, cried Edgar. 3 kittens sat on a white sheet. How did they get here? They saw Mother Cat in the yard earlier, said Grace. After we left, Mother Cat must have pulled a sheet off the line and taken it under the fence. Why? Asked Edgar. She used it to keep her kittens cozy under this bush, said Wallace. The sheet looked like a floating ghost in the dark, said Grace, and the kittens mewing was the spooky noise, said Wallace. So they figured out, and here's the cute little kittens. Edgar tilted his head. Then where is Mother Cat? He asked. Let's find her. We can follow her paw prints, said Wallace. Mother Cat prints led out of the garden. What about the kittens? Asked Grace. They are too little to leave here. I have an idea, cried Edgar. He hopped across the garden and came back with a basket. 3 gardening gloves lay inside. Edgar tucked each kitten into a glove. Then he lifted the basket. Let's go! Mother Cat's paw prints led into the yard. Her paw prints led across a soccer ball. Her paw prints led under a deck. And there was Mother Cat. Meow! She cried. What are you doing with my babies? Edgar handed her the basket. We found them all alone. Mother Cat hugged the basket so close. I left to find food. I was so hungry. Tell me about it, said Edgar. I was coming back, but then I saw 2 owls in the garden. I got scared. She said, That's funny, said Grace. I was scared of you when I thought you were a ghost, but you were scared of me. Hey, why wasn't anyone scared of me? Asked Edgar. Rabbits are not scary, said Wallace. Just saying. So the scary ghost in the garden was really a cat and her 3 kittens, said Grace. Wallace and Grace solved the case. Thank you, Edgar cried. Here is the Mother Cat and Wallace and Edgar talking about how they solved the case. He tried to copy Grace's celebration dance, but shaking made him dizzy. He plopped out onto the garden. He hopped back up. Can I go eat my kale now? Eat away, said Wallace. Edgar carried the basket of kittens with him back to the garden. Mother Cat went too. She placed her kittens gently under the bush and tucked the sheet around them. Wallace and Grace flew back to the old tree. They watched Edgar munch on kale. He looked happy to share the garden with Mother Cat and her kittens. Wallace wrote in his notebook, No ghost. So here's a picture of what all the animals are doing after they solve the case. Case closed, said Grace. She turned to Wallace, but he wasn't on the branch. Wallace was flying. She flew after him. He landed by a rock. I spotted this, said Wallace. He gave Grace a shiny gum wrapper. She liked shiny things. And I found this, said Grace. She pulled up a long, slimy earthworm. Wallace liked earthworms. They were good at finding things. They were detectives. So here's a picture of the things they found for each other, and here's a firefly next to them. The end, and that is the end of the book. I know it was kind of a quick chapter book. Make sure you're doing your assignments. Have a great day.